What's the actual reason why Gary Vee is obsessed with NFTs?
Let's talk about NFT. NFTs, there's so much that NFT blockchain realities are gonna bring. You NFT that home right now, NFT, like.
Yeah, NFTs, my favorite new topic.
I'm so obsessed too.
NFTs have now become synonymous with scams and rug pulls, and a lot of people are moving away from the NFT space. And it makes sense. I mean, for the most part, it really is just a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors. So why is it a serial entrepreneur like Gary Vee is consistently pushing this narrative that NFTs are the future? And it's not just him, it's many other people in the space. Is it just the money, or is there a little bit more to it? And of course, Gary Vee has become essentially the poster boy for NFTs. Now, diving deep into the research and watching interview after interview after interview, there is one key point that he continuously mentions that I don't think a lot of people seem to acknowledge. And this seems to be the main reason why Gary Vee is obsessed with NFTs. What's up guys, my name is Sam, welcome back to the channel. Now if you don't know what an NFT is, it stands for non-fungible token. Non-fungible meaning it cannot be replaced or duplicated. It is unique and only one of one. Unlike money, for example, where $100 bill and another $100 bill is equivalent. An NFT is completely unique. Where the hell did it go? Essentially, it is a unique piece of code, a token, that exists on the blockchain that represents an underlying digital asset. A digital asset could be anything that exists within the digital sphere. It doesn't have to be just pictures, although 99% of the NFT market right now is just a bunch of pictures. Now, the reason why this is so powerful and so unique is that it allows people to have ownership over a digital asset. Now, with the proliferation of the internet and more technology coming out and consistently pushing the boundaries, we are existing more and more within the digital realm. If you think about it, people are already kind of androids. We're all carrying a smartphone. This connects us to the internet and allows us to do things that we weren't previously able to do. Want to message someone thousands of miles away? Use your phone. Want to know what VHS stands for? Use your phone. Want to know how many calories are in a banana? Use your phone. You could think of people as an android by basically connecting to the internet and existing within the digital realm in order to enhance our lives and make things much more convenient. But people still hate it, and here's why. NFTs inherently allow people to speculate. Is the price of this asset gonna go up or down? Does it make for a good investment? Can I quickly flip it and make a profit? People will always move towards the money. And this is why people really don't like the NFT space, because it is filled with bad actors and bad players.
So Lana Rhoades just rug pulled her NFT project and ran away with $1.5 million.
People could give a shit if you can tokenize something and basically say, hey, I own this. Doesn't matter if you screenshot it or if you share it or if you do whatever you want with it. I, on the blockchain, am the sole owner of this NFT. 99% of projects are going to zero, and a lot of them, they're not even worth wasting your time on. If you want to know how bad it is, Folding Ideas did an incredible job dissecting the ins and outs of the NFT space, and upon release of his video, I've looked everywhere on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, look at all these NFT maxis and people who are just like, oh my god, NFTs are gonna friggin' solve world hunger, and none of them can come up with a sufficient rebuttal.
You got me.
So again, despite the release of this video and despite all of the controversy that surrounds the NFT space, why is Gary Vee pushing this narrative?
Why?
Well, after doing research and watching interview after interview after interview, there is one recurring theme that I see in all of his videos, and something that not a lot of people seem to acknowledge. Gary Vee consistently mentions the royalty clause.
Royalty. And you're making royalties 10% royalty. There is a royalty in the contract. NFT represented 1% royalty of this. You, as the issuer of the NFT, are getting a royalty. Buying those NFTs is gonna give you royalties. Percent of my royalties, you get a royalty.
See, back in the day, if you were to sell a piece of art, once you sold it, that was it. You got your money, that person made their purchase, that's it, it's done. Whatever sales that exist afterwards are between that individual who now owns that asset and anyone else who is interested. The original creator of that piece has no say or no vested financial interest. However, NFT technology allows people to continuously get paid long after the creation of said asset. For example, let's say I create an NFT collection, all right, 10,000 pieces, and I sell them all for $100 a pop. Okay, great, that's $1 million. I could then implement a royalty clause that states I get a piece of all the secondary sales. So let's say my royalty clause is 10%. If someone then sells an NFT they bought from me for $1,000, 10% of that is $100, I get $100, even though I didn't do anything. I created that artwork once, sold it for initial 100, and then every single sale thereafter, I get 10% of. As a creator, for me, this creates passive income in perpetuity. And if there's one thing I want people to understand, and I hope this doesn't, take away the innocence of anyone, everything boils down to money. Always follow the money. Why wouldn't I partake in a technology that will consistently pay me out long after I'm done creating whatever it is I created? Now, people might not know or remember Beanie Babies, but it was massive back in the 1990s. The creator of Beanie Babies, Ty Warner, became a billionaire, and it positioned itself uniquely within the market as a rare collectible. People were selling Beanie Babies for obscene amounts of money in the secondary markets, off of eBay and other platforms. But Ty Warner never incurred any additional payments after he initially sold his Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies were once one of the most sought-after toys in the world.
We could be millionaires! Yeah.
People would buy the Beanie Baby and then sell it for 50, 100, or sometimes 1,000 times its initial price.
A trading frenzy in the 90s saw $5 toys resell for thousands of dollars.
You just have to have a lot of patience and money.
And it's not just Beanie Babies. The collectibles market size was estimated at $412 billion in 2020 and is expected to reach $628 billion by 2031. Whether it's sports cards or Pokemon cards or other types of memorabilia or, coins, stamps, or stuffed toys like Beanie Babies. The technology didn't exist back then, but in today's economy, it does exist. So the Ty Warners of today and tomorrow are definitely more incentivized to adopt NFTs into their business practices, as it entails a lot more money for them. Gary Vee initially made $50 million off the sale of his NFTs. Those were initial sales. And then he produced another $5 million in passive income just off of royalties. He didn't do anything. He just got paid an additional $5 million off of secondary sales of his NFTs.
It generated $50 million in primary sales. There's been $41 million in secondary, which I get 10% of, which means it's $54 million.
The Nelk Boys have their Metacard NFTs, and in it, they have a 10% royalty clause. They're gonna continuously generate passive income for years and years and years without doing anything.
It's a big deal.
This financial incentive suggests that mass adoption is plausible. But again, that's just one of the pillars of the NFT technology. The other thing is, with people like Raul and Gary Vee and other big players in the NFT space continuously pushing this narrative of NFTs revolutionizing the world, they are inherently creating the market that they want to exist. Gary Vee got on the phone with Logan Paul and Mr. Beast and a bunch of other very affluent individuals and sold them on the idea of NFTs becoming the next big thing. By doing this, these influencers bought into the products, which further brought in their fans to buy into the products, which created the market that they wanted to exist. And by continuously pushing this narrative that NFTs are going to be this big thing, they might just succeed in getting a lot of people to believe into it.
So me and Logan both bought punks at the same time, right? When Gary pulled us in that call. So just out of nowhere, just calls me and he's like, yo, I got like 30 people to call, hop in.
Every heavy hitter you can imagine who's worth $1 billion was on this one call, and Gary Vee is in the little corner, the little square.
So there's like all these like very successful people in this call. And Gary's just like, everyone shut the up. You're all gonna buy a bunch of crypto punks.
Now, who knows where the space is headed in the future? I'm personally very interested in the NFT space, and I'm not against it. I think the current state of NFTs is a little bit sketchy and a little bit dodgy, but that's just a snapshot of today's NFT space. We don't know what it's gonna look like tomorrow or next week, next month, next year, and in the foreseeable future. I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know if you guys have any differing opinions. I know it could be definitely a hot topic with a lot of people getting very heated. It's actually quite surprising, but let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think, if the NFT space is going to become a bigger and bigger part of our society moving forward, or if it's just some well-contrived, sophisticated scheme that is just a wave, it's just a fad, it's gonna go away.